I started Newgrounds in 1995 and I got into Flash in 1998. Newgrounds was basically a Flash site. The entire layout was made in Flash. All the content was made in Flash. It was a combination of animation and games. Back then, Flash was really cutting edge because the internet was very much text and pictures without a lot of sound and interactive elements. Flash really made layouts more exciting and content more exciting. It sort of drove the web forward back then. A lot of the big indie devs have some sort of roots in making Flash games back in the day. It's how a lot of people got their start, their introduction to making games. When you make something in Roblox, it can only exist in Roblox. It's kind of nice with Newgrounds where no matter how you make it, you can share it there and reach a broad audience. It's especially good when you're starting out and you don't have like a major audience for your games. So a lot of people that find their audience with their free web games end up having a lot of success once they make a commercial game. I actually made a game called Alien Hominid in the early years that went on. We made a console version of it and then followed that up with Castle Crashers. That was the forming of the behemoth. Edmund McMillan made a game called Meat Boy, and that went on to have Super Meat Boy. Same with Binding of Isaac. That started as a Flash game, and that moved on to become a big, successful game. When we first realized that, the end of Flash was coming, this was around 2010, we never knew exactly when it would end. We had a long time that we were spent kind of transitioning away from Flash. So we pretty much spent the past decade with that on our mind, preparing for a future without it. The site itself, by 2017, most of the content wasn't Flash. If you visited the site, everything on the front page was generally video or HTML5 games, but we were still really concerned about all of the old content that we wanted to keep running forever. Mike Welsh, he wanted to try emulating Flash in the browser. So he started a project called Ruffle, which is an open source project to run Flash content in the browser without Flash. So we've been integrating Ruffle with the site, and so far we're running pretty much the majority of content from before 2007 is running with Ruffle now, and the goal is to run all of the Flash content with Ruffle as it progresses. The hope is that Ruffle will eventually run all Flash content. So there's a lot of smart people working on it, and every update it makes, there's more Flash content that's supported. So it's a fun ride to sort of relive everything as it comes back online. One of the big challenges now is it only supports games made with ActionScript 2. Most games made after 2007 were ActionScript 3. We haven't lost any games. There's some games that will be a bigger challenge long term. Right now, we basically test old content, and if it works in Ruffle, we enable it. And if it doesn't work, then we put it on the list to wait and try it again later. The pandemic actually increased our traffic because a lot more people were home all day. We actually increased the amount of events we were having, like more animation jams, more game jams, and the turnout's been really strong, and that's been building. We've kind of always grappled with the idea that people do leave for other things. With the rise of mobile gaming, a lot of people left web gaming completely to make mobile games. With the introduction of things like Steam Greenlight, a lot of indie devs were able to move into doing PC releases on a big major platform. It always feels like something has been lost with Flash, but it does also feel like it's not lost forever, and there are always signs of it coming back. And so I think people will keep finding that same spirit that made Flash fun, and that'll keep the internet interesting.